All right. We are live. Let's get this thing promoted on socials. Let's go. Jeff's on. Titans are on the clock. I think we know who they're taking, but I don't know. They're taking up the whole damn 5 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Draft is here. How's everyone doing? How you guys feeling? Nervous? Excited? All the above? How we feeling? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if everything looks and sounds okay. Let's get this thing going. Saints drafting the worst overall punter. We did that in 1979. We drafted a punter. Oh, the pick is in for the Titans. I wonder who it's going to be. It's going to be Cam Ward. Cam Ward is definitely the pick for Tennessee. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? I'm making sure the stream's all going on my phone. Let's see, how far back is this? All right, like 10-ish seconds. You guys are behind? Okay. We're Gucci. They better not draft that diva. What diva? Sure. Who I want the Saints to select? I don't really care. I just want them to take the best player there. Um, I think they're gonna take a lineman, though. Offensive, defensive lineman is what I think they're gonna do. That's for sure. I hate how the number 1 pick gets 10 extra minutes. Like, you just had, like, 4 months to make a decision. Why do you need these 10 minutes? Let me get a photo. Let everyone know we are live. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Let's get this thing rolling. How's everyone doing? People nervous for the draft, excited, all the above? Oh, and by the way, when there's the pick, Cam Ward, number 1 pick. When the Saints are up, I'm turning off comments. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm getting a genuine reaction. Getting a genuine reaction. First pick, yep, Cam Ward. Does this thing scroll down? Yes, it does. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. I'm trying to get a photo here to post on Instagram. Gotta get some more people in here, get this thing rolling. First live in a minute. Hope you're all doing good. What's up, thoughts? Who we taking? I think they're taking an offensive defensive lineman. I think that's what they're doing, and I think they might trade back into the first round for a quarterback. Holy shit. The Browns just traded the second pick. The Browns just traded it to Jacksonville. Holy hell. Already. We got a trade already. Am I tripping? Why is it not updating? Why is it not updating? Am I tripping? Are you guys seeing this? No, they're not up. Wh what is Jacksonville? I got no clue. Okay, there it is on ESPN. It's updated. Jacksonville already traded. What are they doing? Second, it's gotta be Travis Hunter, right? Abdul Carter? Uh, okay, there's the trade details. I can pull it up in a second. Jacksonville, what's Jacksonville doing? Travis Hunter? Abdul Carter? I think they're going Abdul Carter. It's Carter or Travis Hunter, right? Like, who else would it be? Let me know. Who you guys think Jacksonville's taking? Is Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter? Just a heads up too. I'm kind of getting over being sick, so if I'm a little, is that Lil Wayne? If I'm a little off, coughing, sniffles, whatever, voice, just getting over being sick. Just a heads up. Is the pick in? Who do you guys think they're taking? Who's Jacksonville taking? It's got to be Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Live on YouTube. Link in description. Come hang out. Who's Jacksonville taking? Is their pick not? What picks did they trade? Let's see if we can get this thing up. I don't even know. It was like the second round. Uh, where I'm trying to pull up the trade details. I'm trying to find an easy. All right, Jacksonville. All right, Jacksonville traded the fifth overall pick, a second round pick, and the fourth overall pick, and a 2026 first round pick. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. The Browns traded the number 2 pick, a 4th round pick, and they traded next year's first and this year's second. Jeez, that's way too much. That's insane. They are not a Travis Hunter away from being good. Travis Hunter still on the board? Yes, he is. Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter are one of the picks, I think. I don't know who it's gonna be. I'm trying to stay off my phone, so I'm not aware of what's happening. That's crazy. We got a trade already, a big surprise 10 minutes in. There's rumors of Jacksonville trading back. So where does Mason Graham end up going? Does Cleveland take a quarterback? Oh my goodness. Mason Graham and Myles Garrett would be nasty. All right, let's see what this pick is. Goodell's walking out. I think it's Abdul Carter. That's what I'm gonna predict. All right, let me turn off these comments for a second. I don't want to see if you guys know who it is and they're leaving comments. Sorry, but not sorry. Oh, so Eric Armstead's announcing the pick? Who does I think I don't know. I'm curious what the Browns are gonna do now. Do they take Shadur? Who is it? It's the anticipation's killing me. Travis Hunter. Okay. That's crazy. Wow. What do we think about that? Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. That's crazy. Jacksonville trading that much is insane. 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and I think a 4th? That's You think the Jags got a good deal? They traded next year's first? Oh my I don't know. I think that's too you can't that's 2 first-round picks for a team that just picked 5th? Like, they weren't, like, 15th. They were 5th. They were bad. Oh my gosh. What's good, chat? You asked what the first pick was? Cam Ward to Tennessee. Jacksonville just traded up to number 2 with the Browns for Travis Hunter, giving up this year's first round pick, this year's second round pick, next year's first round pick. That's awful. That's an awful trade. You're hoping Mason Graham. Well, I was hoping Jacksonville would stay at 5 and take Genty over Graham, but now I don't know what happens. Cleveland might take Shadur at 5. I don't think they will. I don't know. I don't know. I think Jacksonville getting Travis Hunter is a very good deal, but what they gave up for him, I don't know. Like, if I was a Jags fan, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. I wanna see what some Jags fans have to say, because that isn't maybe I'm overreacting. 2 first-round picks to move up 3 spots. It is 5 to 2. I know a lot of you guys in here are Saints fans, but we're trying to be more NFL neutral here. Let's see if we can somehow edit the layout a little bit. What's that one? Is this the best layout? Which layout looks best? What's the best layout? Top left corner. Let me know what's the best layout. Who are we getting? We're about to take a left tackle out of Lake Minnetonka State. I don't know. I don't know. Saints better not let us down tonight. You'll still be a fan. I don't I don't let me get this clear. I'm sure some of you seen the videos. I don't really care who it is or what position. They just better end up being good. You have a top 10 pick, they better be good for the next 10 years. That's all I'm gonna say. Who did the Giants pick? They're up, their pick is in. I think it's Abdul Carter. It's gotta be Abdul Carter for sure. I could see them taking Shedeur though. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. They're talking about Genty, like, if he plays like a top 5 receiver and top 5 corner for Jacksonville, maybe you get, what, 2 top 5 picks in the span of 2 years or I don't know. We gotta have to see it play out, but that's a lot to give it for Hunter. The Giants, I think it's Abdul Carter, but they need a quarterback. I mean, they got Jameis and Russ. I mean, that's okay. They could take a tackle. That offensive line sucks. They could take Genty too. I think Abdul Carter is the right pick though for the Giants. If we took Genty, would I be upset or would you guys be upset? I would not because he's a ridiculously talented player and he would probably be the most talented player available. Like, not I would not be mad at that. Tyler Warren at 9, sure, give me Tyler Warren. I think it's gonna be a lineman though. I think it's gonna be a lineman. I think it's being I think if I was to place a prediction, I think it's an offensive tackle. The Giants are just in an awful situation. That Drew Lock game versus the Colts ruined them. Ruined them. Abdul Carter, it's a good pick for him. Now they got Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, and I think I'm also missing someone else on that D line who's actually pretty good. That's a good pick for the Giants. Best player there. They still need a QB. I could see them trading back into the first for Jackson Dart. Um, saying Genty would be solid. Yeah, I would like the pick. It'd be exciting, but I also understand that the Saints are not a good enough team to be taking a running back in the top 10. But it'd be a good pick. I'd be super happy with it. Yeah, I'm curious to see this Luis. I hope I said your name right. Said he wants to see Hunter play defense and offense. I I don't know if he'll be able to in the NFL, but I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. I think what they'll end up doing, if I had Travis Hunter on my team and I was a coach, game planning and stuff, what I would do is it would change on a week to week basis. Like if we were playing the Chiefs, I might want him on defense. If we were playing the Raiders, I might want him on offense most of the time. Um, and then they'll throw some little packages here and there with the other side. I'm curious to see what he does if he's able to play the full um, corner and receiver. McMillan to the Pats. No, I think they're going to Will Campbell. They need a they need a line offensive tackle desperately, desperately. Like I don't think T Mac is worth a top 5 pick. I'd be shocked if they took him. I think Will Campbell is and should be the pick for the Patriots. Julio Jones was traded for 2 first-round picks, and he look at if Travis Hunter turns out to be Julio Jones on offense and, like, Marshawn Lattimore on defense, yeah, he is beyond more worth than 2 first-round picks, but right now, it seems like a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. You enjoy the videos and hear my intake. Appreciate you, Charles. Means a lot. Means a lot. Hoping to expand more than just the Saints though too. I've been trying to do a little bit more NFL videos. All right, so we kind of knew who the first 3 picks are gonna be. Kind of the first 4 picks. We'll see if Will Campbell goes. Hunter going to Jacksonville was a surprise, but he was supposed to go too. Let's uh let's see how things end up going. Got some good. I was debating whether or not I wanted to go live today. Let's let's see if the pick's about to be made. I was debating it because I have classes on Friday, and I would want to get a video about the Saints on Thursday night, but Friday classes got canceled, so I'm gonna be able to stream longer tonight than I was originally, which is dope, and, um, I'll also be able to get a Saints video tonight or tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get an NFL draft video in general out at some point too. You would like to see the Saints move up you would like to see the Saints get Ashton Genty. Me too. I don't think he makes it to the Saints though. But yeah, I'd really like that pick too. I would like that pick. How's the setup looking? Is the mic in the way? Is it annoying? Do I need to put it back a little bit? That would be nice, but we need to keep I agree. We need a lot of things, but also Genty would be the best player there. And I don't know if I doubt the Saints take Shedeur. That's just my gut feeling and based off of what's being put out there. A lot of people do not think the Saints are taking Shedeur. Did they just go to commercial break while the pick got in? Tet to the Pats? No. No. Did we do this one already? No, I think it's a Will Campbell. Will Campbell would be my guess to the Patriots. You don't agree, keep Rattler and build around him? Yeah, my personal preference of what the Saints should do would be to roll with the Rattler this year, sign Carson Wentz to compete in camp, and then just let that go, build around him, and if not, you get a top pick next season, and if he ends up being good, you strike gold. Um, my personal preference, though, would be to roll with Rattler. I think they wanna draft Tyler Shough, which, man, oh man. Why are you on commercial? The pick is in. They're both on commercial. Okay, I see how it is. Get outta here, bro. You like Tyler Warren, but yeah, based if you look at what Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley and Mickey Loomis have been saying just, like, over the entire offseason, every single press conference they have, it's, "We built through the trenches. We built through the line. That's how you win games. That's where games are won." And here we are. Saints have the ninth pick. It's a pretty decent offensive line class. Defensive line, I think, is a little shaky. I think there's a lot of potential and physically gifted guys, but not a whole lot of proven guys. I think they're taking a tackle, offensive tackle, and then hopefully you move Trevor Penning to guard. If he pans out to be good at guard, like, you're kinda set, and if your rookie tackle is set, you have 4 out of your 5 offensive linemen foundation set, and Cesar Ruiz, he's okay. He has his good and bad moments. Nashuk should be in the 4th round. He should be in the 6th round, but I would be shocked if he is how do I put this? I would be shocked if he makes it to the Saints at 40. I think somebody, possibly the Saints, will be trading up into the late 1st round pick to get him or early into the 2nd round to get him. I think they really like Tyler Shough for whatever reason, and that's that. Um, man, too bad the commercials are funny like the Super Bowl. Yeah. All right, we're back. We're back from commercial. It's got to be Will Campbell, right? It's Will Campbell. We got a report saying the Broncos are trying to make a push to get into the top 10. I'd be willing to trade back, get an additional like second, third round pick, and get like a next year second or something, maybe an extra first. All right, Patriots are up. Will Campbell, there we go. First four picks. How much you guys want to bet that the next commercial break will be before the Saints go? Why did the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl? The game was, yeah. I don't think people are against drafting trenches. I think the issue is the Saints have drafted an offensive or defensive lineman every year in the first round since 2014, and only like half of them have panned out good. I think that's the issue. When you've invested that much there, you shouldn't have to be taking a lineman now, but I think they will. It's not a sexy pick, but it's a needed pick for the Saints. Um, no, when the Saints come up, I'm hoping to have a reaction where I'm running around the room and like having an exquisite time. A lineman pick wouldn't do that, but it'd be a good pick. Browns are on the clock. Who did they take? Who the hell did the Browns take? They traded back to 5. Does that change their plans at QB? They have Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. That's the QB room. Who do they take? There's Mason Graham. Do they take Shadur Sanders? Let me pull up the list of mock drafts later. All right. Who do the Browns take? Okay, Mason Graham's available. Um, did they take Membu? Is offensive line in need for them? Did they take Shadur? I think the best player here is Mason Graham, right? The best player here is Mason Graham. Teaming up with Myles Garrett would be fire. The issue is injury prone and under. Yeah, I agree. If Marcus Davenport isn't injury prone, he might turn out being a really good pick. I think the dude was really talented. Um, couldn't stay on the field. Peyton Turner was a confusing pick. Ruiz was okay. Brzee was solid. Flaga has been okay. Solid so far. McCoy, good pick. Ramchak, good pick. Sheldon Rankins was solid. Andres Pete was okay. Yeah. Yeah. Not giving up 2 first round picks for a lineman. That's for sure. Who do you guys think the Browns take? Let me know. Let me know who you think the Browns take. I was hoping Will Campbell would fall to the Saints, but that wasn't realistic. All right. The Browns pick is in. Who is it? I think it's Mason Graham. I think Mason Graham is going to Cleveland. Oh, Mason Graham with Myles Garrett is insane. With the Browns, they could trade back into the first because they got that extra first round pick. Man, who do you guys think the Browns are taking? Who's Cleveland taking? Very interesting. It's Mason Graham, right? Just a heads up too. When the Saints are up, I'm turning this comment section off. I'm not gonna be able to see it, and I'm not looking at my phone. It's gonna be a genuine reaction. I have no idea what the Browns are gonna do. Share my referral link. No. Mason Graham, that's the pick. Damn. I was hoping he would fall to the Saints, man. That would have been a fire pick for the Saints, but everyone in here, make sure you're subscribed. Gotta do a better job of promoting. Double check. We're like 20 away from 8,800, I think. Yeah, Myles Garrett and Mason Graham is going to be insane. Cleveland Browns right now are the biggest winner of the draft. They are the biggest winner of the draft right now. The Saints have not picked yet, Charles. They will be up shortly. We're at the 6th overall pick. The Saints have the 9th overall pick. So the Browns got an additional first-round pick, an additional second-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and got Mason Graham. That's crazy. Raiders are up. I think they go Genty or Membu. No. Genty or Kelvin Banks. Genty and Kelvin Banks. One of those two guys is going into the Raiders. I think if Genty makes it to pick 9, I think the Saints take him. I don't know if he makes it though. We'll have to see. His right knee looks bad. Who's right knee? Mason Graham's? Is he hurt? You want the Saints to get Shadur Sanders? I would love to see the Saints get Shadur Sanders. I just don't think it happens. I just don't think it happens. Calvin Banks or Genty is this next pick. Would I rather have Shadur or Jackson Dart? At pick 9, I'd rather have Shadur. Overall, I'd rather have Shadur too. I think Shadur's the better player. I'm really trying not to look at my phone, but I gotta just make sure there's nothing. Is the Raiders pick in? Is the Raiders pick in? Do y'all think Sanders? Yeah, I think Shadur's going to be there at 9. The only team, as of right now, who threatens to take Shadur is the Jets. I don't think they will. The Raiders is their pick in. It's got to be Genty or Banks, right? Do I think Sanders will be there at 9? I think I answered. I literally just answered this. I'm tripping. T-Mac. I like T-Mac. I don't think the Saints take him. I don't think the Saints take him. I think they're taking a lineman. You think the Raiders are about to take Shadur Sanders? I think they're taking Genty or Kelvin Banks. You also have to consider the fact that some teams might trade up to take Shadur or might trade up to take whoever it is. Bad pick in your what's the bad pick? The Raiders haven't gone yet. I know social media posts the um draft pick beforehand. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Raiders pick. Final prediction. Uh, Banks. Okay. They took Ashton Genty. Okay. Damn. Genty to the Raiders. I thought they were going tackle. Okay. No, that's actually good for them though. Get another superstar offensive player next to Brock Bowers. Who the hell's there? They got Geno Smith over there. That's a good pick. I personally think that's a good pick. All right, the Jets are on the clock. I got no clue what the Jets are gonna do. I'm just gonna say they take Mbembu or Kelvin Banks. You think Jackson Dart to the Saints, Shedeur to the Steelers? I got no clue. I got no clue. All right, all right. Someone inform me about the Jets. I don't know jack shit about them. Sorry for the language, but it's true. They taking a lineman, taking a defensive player. Do they take Tyler Warren or T Mac? I don't think they take T Mac. Um, what if they team up Will Johnson with Sauce Gardner? That would be crazy. It was a good pick. You wanted Genty to fall. Yeah, I wanted Genty to fall too. I think he would have been the Saints pick if he was there. You think the Saints are going to take Shadur? I hope they do. I don't see it happening as of right now, though. I don't see it happening. You think Charles, the Jets are taking a QB? Will they take Shadur? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know anything about the Jets. I can't pinpoint a prediction. I'm just gonna say they take an offensive lineman. That's what I'll say. You think the Jets like Zach Wilson? I think you're a few years a little late. He's in Miami too, anyway. They did sign Justin Fields. There's rumors they might trade Brees Hall. They got Garrett Wilson. All right, their pick is in. I'm excited to see what this one is. I don't know anything about the Jets. Aaron Glenn wants to set a tone. He wants to build out. He wants to build a culture. How do you build a culture? You get some linemen in the building or a QB. I don't think they take a QB. I think it's a lineman. You're stressed. Yeah, I'm starting. I've been kind of sweating all day. I had to change out my shirt before I hopped on stream. It was pretty bad. I wonder if a team's going to jump the Saints at pick 8 if a team trades with the Panthers. Can we talk about how dope the shirt is and how it matches up with the whole aesthetic real quick? It's Aura. Not even this isn't planned, by the way. I just put on some random shirt. You're a Texans fan, but what position are you guys? If they're asking what position the Saints are in need of, everything. The Saints are in need of damn near everything. Do you think Dart is too high of a pick at 9? If you draft Jackson Dart at 9, he better have a Bo Nix type of rookie season. That's all I'm gonna say. You think the Saints take Shedeur because you don't see him falling to the high teens? Nobody. Pittsburgh could draft him. I think Miami could be a sleeper to draft him. I think the Giants could possibly trade back into the first round to take him. Shedeur. You think T-Max is going at 9? We'll see. I'm going with the lineman. That's my. I'll have to see who's available. Um, I know they like the tackle out of Oregon, Connerly. If Kelvin Banks is there, that would make a lot of sense. If Membu's there, he can make some sense. Michael Williams would be someone who I think the Saints would be interested in. Watch us get a fat ass lineman like always. That's the philosophy. It's a good philosophy, but they just don't do it right. You believe in Rattler, BPA all the way? I think BPA should be the answer. When it comes to Rattler, I believe in his talent, but I gotta see him put it all together before I say I fully believe in him. The Saints are Shadeur's last hope for getting picked in the top 10. Yeah, unless some team trades into the top 10 to get him. Jackson Darts at pick 9, lock it in. We'll see. I don't think they'll take him at 9. No Michael Williams at 9. I think it's an option. If we get a lineman, I don't think Dart will be there at 4. I think if they take a lineman, they're gonna try and trade back into the first round or early second round to take Jackson Dart or Tyler Shuck. I hate to break it to you. Will Johnson, I think, should be an option, but I don't think the Saints would take him at 9. I think if they were to trade back to, say, 13, they would take him. I think trading back should be an option. I don't think it will be. DT wasn't a real need. It was a need. We had the worst run defense in the league last season. Like, it's a need. Brian Brzez's run defense is bad. Like, it was a need. Will Johnson and Sauce would be crazy. I low-key want to see it. What pick is it? It's pick 7. Or the Jets are about to make their pick. Their pick is in. Jalen Moreau. I can be talked into him. Physical gifts. Needs development. T-Mac and Dart in the first 2 rounds is a dream. That'd be cool. I don't see it happening, though. Hate to break it to you. All right, let's see who the Jets take. Membu. Okay. That's what I thought. They took a tackle. That's cool. All right. Panthers. Do they take T-Mac? Jalone Walker? What the hell did the Panthers do? Dart is a late first, early second pick. Well, quarterback needy teams in a bad quarterback draft class, players get elevated and raised. So, I hate to break it to you. All right. I am going to turn. You guys can keep commenting. I'm turning it off of my screen. I'm not going to be able to see your comments. I'm not risking nothing. We're getting a real reaction here. Panthers. What could the Panthers possibly do? I think the Panthers should take Will Johnson. They could also take. I think they take a defensive player. T-Mac would be an interesting pick for them. Will Johnson and J.C. Horn would be fire. Jalone Walker could be a good pick. They just need defense. Their defense is bad. All right, the Panthers pick is in. That was fit quick. There's no way they're going to commercial already. We just got back from commercial. Bro. We were literally just at commercial. Why are you showing me another damn commercial, bro? So the Panthers made that pick pretty quickly. I think it's Jalen Walker. That's what I'm gonna go with. Jalen Walker, I think, is their pick. I think he's the best. I think he's a top 2, top 3 defensive player available, and getting him helps the run defense, helping them he could do some pass rush, he could help out in the running game, help out in pass coverage. I think he makes sense for Carolina. They could also use Malachi Starks, like, he's damn really good too. One of my favorite players this year. And then the Saints. I wanna see what the Panthers do before I predict what the Saints are gonna do. Let me see who would be available. The Browns would take Mason Graham, Raiders would take Genty, Jets would take Membu. Who the hell? Tyler Warren? Kelvin Banks? Uh, Mykel Williams? I think it would be between those 3 guys for the Saints. I think it'd be Banks. If Kelvin Banks isn't the pick here for the Panthers, I think the Saints take Kelvin Banks. They could also take Josh Conerly, the left tackle out of Oregon, who it'd be a bit of a reach, but he's pretty good. He is pretty good. Can y'all just hurry up and get to the pick, please? I'm getting nervous over here. I'm sweating. Another freaking commercial. After the Saints make their pick, I'm gonna have a little snack. Just got home from class. I'm a little hungry. I'm nervous, dude. I could see the Saints possibly trading back too. It can make sense if Denver's trying to trade up or someone's trying to trade up. I just don't know who would trade up and for who. I know some of you are saying Shadur. I don't know if it's Shadur. I would if Shadur is the pick, I'm gonna be like running around this room. I'm anxious. The anticipation's killing me. What do you mean we'll be right back? Thank you. Tell me we'll be right back. We were just at commercial break. All right, hurry up. Hurry up, please. Not checking my phone. The phone is over here. Where's the spot that you guys can see it? Well, you guys can see if I'm looking at my phone. Are they talking about the Panthers or the Saints? Okay, Panthers. I think Jalen Walker's the pick for Carolina. After they do the announcement or whatever, I'll do my Saints prediction, but I'll say it's gonna be Kelvin Banks. That's my prediction. Talking about the Panthers, yeah, Bryce Young was killing me at the end of the year. Their offense got better when he got better. They still gotta give him some help on offense. They also have to help out that defense because man, that defense was atrocious. It's crazy how the Saints We're 4th in the division, but the Panthers got the higher pick. That's crazy. We got 50 people in here. What's up? Make sure you guys are subscribed. Appreciate you guys coming in here. Oh, whoa, T-Mac. That's the pick? Wow. I did not see that coming. Damn. Okay. Okay. Damn, good for him. Well, for the people who thought T-Mac was going to the Saints, I'm sorry, but your hearts probably just got broken. All right, Saints are up. Kelvin Banks, that's the prediction. Kelvin Banks or the Oregon tackle Josh Connerly. I'd be happy with either. Someone just texted me. I'm not even gonna look because I don't want it to be someone telling me who the Saints took. T-Mac, that's crazy. I did not think that was gonna be their pick. I thought they were going defense 100%. Will Johnson could be a pick for the Saints here. That'd be fire. I'd love to see Will Johnson, but that 40 time, him not running it, oh, he just yelled at the wall. That 40 time for Will Johnson is a little scary. He didn't run. He's got to be pretty slow-ish. All right. I'm so ready to be disappointed. I'm so excited for them to draft this tackle out of Texas Tech Junior College. He just gave Goodell a lay, I think. Oh, there's 33 comments. Oh, I something crazy must have just happened. I know on social media the pic's probably out there. We're not looking. We're about to have 60 people in here. Hurry up, please. I don't care what you have to say, Kurt Warner. Skip ahead to the pick. Come on. Is the pick in? I swear if they go to commercial, I'm losing it. 37 comments? Oh, what the Saints do. What the Saints do. What what did they do? I know you guys are going 42 something crazy. Did they trade back? I'm not looking, but he sounds like Michael Thomas. T-Mac, Michael Thomas and T-Mac sound alike. They got that, like, Cali high-pitched voice. Is it Shadur? Rappaport just brought up Derek Carr. Who is it? The pick is in. If if it's Shadur, I'm about to do a lap in this room. I did not think I was gonna be this 51 co they just showed oh my gosh. What's happening? Please, someone just hurry up. The anticipation's killing me. Do not take Tyler Shuck or Jackson Dart in the with the nut. You know what? I won't speak on it. You got 55 unread comments. What did the Saints do? Oh my god. Pick is in, hurry up. Get Mickey Loomis off my screen. We're about to have 70. Oh, here we go. Who is it? Who is it? Kelvin Banks. Knew it. I knew it. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'll get into it in just a second. I gotta get this thing posted on Instagram. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I'll get to all your comments in just a second. We got 70 people in here. Make sure you're subscribed. That's a good pick. I know some of you are gonna be frustrated. Hell, I'm frustrated with it, but that's the pick. I'm glad they did not reach for a quarterback at the ninth pick. No Jackson Dart, no Tyler Shuck. I'm happy with that. Gotta get this thing posted on Instagram. I'm like 15 minutes behind, but they were not gonna mess up my reaction. My guy Saints Island is live. I'll have to tune in with him in a minute. I'll have to tune in with him in a minute. I'll tune into you guys' comments in a second too. I gotta get this thing. I gotta figure out a whole bunch of stuff. I got freaking 100 DMs. I'm sorry, I'm a little. Who do the Bears take? This is NFL. Do they take Warren? Tyler Warren, I think, could be a pick for them. Jalone Walker too. Kelvin Banks is a good pick. All right, I'm about to get to your guys' comments. I'm sorry. Is Tyler Warren the pick for the Bears? All right, all right. 70 damn comments, bro. Sorry. I appreciate you guys being here. It was literally at 50 like 2 seconds ago. You guys are awesome. All right, we needed good O-line for Rattler. Yeah, if Kelvin Banks works out, you got McCoy, Fuaga, Banks. Their offensive line foundation is set. What is she yapping about? I hope it's not important. Leagues better than this class. Next year's draft class will be better, in my opinion. Well, you won't know till next year, but you hate the Saints. I don't blame you. This is a pick that uh, I understand can be frustrating, but it was needed. You wanted that diva. I'm assuming you're talking about Shadur. We need a line. Why are y'all mad? Um, yeah, we need an offensive line. And if Kelvin Banks works out, you got 3 foundational pieces on your offensive line, possibly. They still got to. If Trevor Penning moves to left guard, you maybe got someone there. Mickey, what the fuck? Damn no Willie. I don't know what that means. Is Banks good? Banks is good. We're gonna do a video on it at some point tonight. I might have the video out tonight or tomorrow. I was right. I told you guys. I got a good feeling about the team. Monkey Doom this. I'm scared. Banks, tackle, Sanders, Jalone Walker, Banks. I want to see your guys' reaction to the T-Mac pick. The Bears are about to go. I think they take Tyler Warren. Mickey, swear to God. They did that so the Saints wouldn't take T-Mac. I think they were drafting Banks no matter what. No T-Mac, OMG, no. They got T-Mac. Who do you think the Saints will pick? Mickey Walker. What pick is it? Jets got a DT. All right. I'm all caught up on comments. I don't know what to think yet. You shouldn't. Because, well, it happened 10 minutes ago. Do you guys want me to keep talking and reacting to the draft, or you want me to pull up some Kelvin Banks stuff? Because I could do that too. I could do both. Oh, good Lord. Kelvin Banks just killed that man. I'm finding footage for the video and for the future and to share with you guys. Kelvin Banks is a left tackle, move Fuaga back to right tackle. It's a good pick. It just has to work out. I'm sorry. I'm just like staring. I'm on Twitter right now, saving some footage of them. All right, the Bears get Tyler Warren. I bet. Colston Loveland. Damn. They don't go with Tyler Warren. You don't know what to, all right. Pull up some stats. You don't know who this man is. I'm about to pull up some footage in a second. Who did Saints draft with their second pick? I think they drafted QB. Is Kelvin Banks injured? Let's see. Is Kelvin Banks injured? He had an ankle injury. Yes, Kelvin Banks suffered an injury specifically on his ankle during a game against Texas A&M November 30th, 2024. I'll have to do more research on him, on the injury. Fire sure, thank you. Thank my girlfriend for that. Getting back into football after a few years getting back into the Saints football specifically is a little rough. Okay. Let's pull up some of these clips. Present. Where's okay, we'll stop that screen for now. Share screen. We'll pull up Twitter. We got some bookmarks. Let's zoom in. Let's do this. Oh, nope, wrong one. Where's bookmarks? Communities, messages. Where the hell? I want to stop sharing for a second. I don't know where bookmarks is at. Present, share screen, X. All right, here we go. We got Kelvin Banks footage and clips up right here. Let's watch some Kelvin Banks. He's the left tackle, number 78. Oh, let's mute that. I want to get copyrighted. Rattlers QB1. Don't speak too soon. I think there's a possibility they trade back into the first round to take a quarterback. What's the best? We'll do this. Kelvin Banks, little arrow right here. All right, that was a solid play. Left tackle. I think that's a Jalone Walker. That's a good rep right there. He picked up his guy, and it looked like they did a little stunt, and he was able to pick that up. That's a good rep right there. All right, this angle fucking sucks. All right, he's pulling. He's out there in space. That's a solid move. He was out there in space. It was a nice block. That's a good rep for sure. Guy got around him. He used his body to kind of turn the defender around. Why don't we? We're gonna pull up this one. Watch him right here. This is pure elite. I love this play right here. Number 78. He has the freaking arrow on him or the mark on him. No, right here, left tackle pulling. Destroys that DB. We gotta like put this in slow-mo. Playback speed. We're watching this in slow-mo. Just completely decks this dude. Boom. That's fire. I'm sorry. That's what we thought Trevor Penning was gonna do. He's just doing it at a higher level. Didn't we just draft a left tackle last year? I think they're putting Fuaga at right tackle. Do they have another angle of it? Right here. Let's see this angle. Here he is. Look at this block. You gotta love that. If you don't love that, you don't love football. Playback speed. Let's put this back to normal. Up here. Is this? I don't know who this was against. Is that Michigan? I don't know who some of these edge rushers are. That screen's small. I'm gonna get copyrighted for this, but it's okay. I think that's a Jalone Walker. It's a good rep. All right. The draft. 49ers are up. I think they take Michael Williams. All right. So that's just some of the film we got on him for now. We'll do more of that in like a video about him tonight or tomorrow. Let's get back to the let's get back to the draft for a little bit. You don't trust Rattler as QB1. He's scared. If not, you don't trust Rattler as QB1. He's scared of pressure. I understand your non-belief in Rattler as QB1. But saying he's scared of pressure, I think is not true. I think he's braver than Derek Carr in the pressure. I think he's willing to take a hit. It's just there's other things that he needs to clean up. I don't think he's scared in the pressure. That's just my personal opinion, though. They just ditching Penning. I think they'll move Trevor Penning to left guard, or at least try it. If not, then you haven't. If not, you have a solid backup tackle, which isn't horrible. Did I miss anything? What if we trade up for a tight end? Sorry, I don't see it happening. I don't see them trading up for a tight end. If they trade up, it'll be for a quarterback. We beat the Jackson Dart allegations? Not yet. We've not beat the Jackson Dart allegations yet. Who the 49ers take? I think they take Michael Williams or Jalone Walker. They can also take Will Johnson. He's available. That'd be a fire pick for them. Knew it. Michael Williams. We beat the Michael Williams allegations. Yeah, Rattler has great. I wouldn't say he has great pocket presence because there were times where he was rolling out when his pocket was was fine and he could have stepped up. I don't think he's scared to take a hit, and I don't think he's scared to step up into the pocket. Like that play versus the Raiders before halftime. It was like one of his best throws of his rookie year. Um, they just showed Michael Williams getting a sack on the kill. Um, So I got a bunch of different things on my mind. I'm trying to post on Instagram. I'm trying to watch the draft, and I'm trying to talk to you guys. Um, Shit, what was I talking about? Rattler. I don't think he has great pocket presence, but I think he isn't scared to take a hit. He is definitely not scared to take a hit. He'll step up into the pocket and get rocked if it means he'll make a throw. You guys are arguing. Why are you guys arguing about Shadur Sanders? He wasn't the pick. Let it be. That's just my thinking is. How do you feel about the O-line we just drafted? I like them. Um, After we do this live stream, I might end this. What are we at? We're at pick 12, maybe at like pick 16-ish. I might end it a little early, get started on the Saints tackle video, get that posted tonight or someone, or post that tomorrow or tonight. Do I wish it was someone else? No, I kind of knew it was going to be Kelvin Banks. Wasn't surprised by it. And I like it. Like there's a reason. Like I kind of thought they were going to take him. He's a good pick. Well, we won't know if he's a good pick until we see him play. But I think overall it's a solid pick on paper. Will he be good? We'll have to see. We've seen Rattler step up into the pocket too. Yeah, like I'm not saying we haven't. I'm just saying I think there's things that he can definitely do a lot better when it comes to the pocket. Like there are times where I've seen every single Spencer Rattler run like 3-4 times. There are times where he ran out of the pocket when if he stepped up, he probably would have had a few extra seconds. Cowboys, Tyler Warren, knew it. I'm like 11 for 12 right now. Oh, Tyler Booker. My bad. My bad. Tyler Booker. Taking a guard at 12 is crazy. We've seen Rattler make good plays on a horrible. Well, yeah, I'd also argue that we've seen Derek Carr make good plays on a horrible team. Like it goes both ways. Um, I think in his case, his situation was probably worse. He was a rookie. Um, I believe in the talent. If I was Kellen Moore, I would like the talent, but also I wouldn't be fully sold on it because he wasn't able to win a game. That's not his fault either. He wasn't able to play a complete game, is how I should phrase it. He'd play a perfect first half, and then he would play a slump of a second half. Who do I see as drafting a second round? I think we take a quarterback. I think they trade up for a quarterback. That'd be my guess. Rattler has a game and a half under his belt of NFL football. What do you mean scared of pressure? If anything, he anticipates too early. I'm not gonna speak on Rattler too much anymore. Rattler clip real quick, Sheldon number 1. Hell, if you guys wanna see some Spencer Rattler clips, I put together a freaking 30-minute video showing his highlights. Like, I've seen all of his throws and all of his, I've literally watched him. I've seen every single snap of him 4 or 5 times this offseason. Rookie highlights. Yeah, you guys want to check out some Spencer Rattler clips? Check this out after the live or now. I don't really care. A link's clickable. There's a 30-minute video on YouTube. You can go check it out. At this point, why draft a QB, build around Rattler? Well, if they think Jackson Dart is better than Spencer Rattler, then that would be why. But I like I said at the start of the stream, my personal preference would be to build around Spencer Rattler and roll with him as QB1 this season. That would be my preference. I just not sure if that's the direction the team ends up going. It goes both ways, but like you said, he's a rookie with 7 games, not a 12-year vet who's supposed. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. Again, sorry if I'm a little everywhere. I'm, like, managing 4 or 5 different things as we speak. Got 100 DMs to go through. I'm reading some Instagram comments. Everyone's gonna have mixed opinions on it until we see him play. Yo, Rattler video, please, Cash. I linked it. I don't know if links work on here. Rattler's posting on his social medias. Did he post something now? I do have that video I posted, a week, 2 weeks ago. Spencer Rattler's ready for his opportunity. I have to get that thing popping again. Hold on, I'm gonna get to your guys' questions in just a second. You think the Saints should have gone with Will Johnson? Not gonna argue with that. My counterpoint would be his 40 time was a little, concerning that he wouldn't run, but the Saints do need a corner. I wanna see Trevor Penning cornerback 1 is I wanna no, Alontae needs to be in the slot. Alontae Taylor in the slot was elite. Not even joking, Alontae Taylor in the slot the first half of the year, you could argue he was the best, and if he wasn't the best, he was a top 3 player on the team. He was the best player on the defense when he was playing in the slot. It was ridiculous. They needed to keep him there. Kool-Aid on the outside and, get Amos, the corner out of Ole Miss if he's available. Are we, like, halfway through the draft? How long is the draft? It's supposed to be 3 hours? I know sometimes this thing goes to, like, 11 PM, unless I'm tripping. How do you feel about the offensive tackle we picked? I like it. Will Campbell was my number 1 guy, Membu was my number 2 guy, and Banks and Connerly were neck and neck at number 3 for me. I really like the pick, you gotta build the trenches. It's crazy they passed on Sanders. Uh, yeah, but also I saw that coming. I saw that coming. I don't think the Saints were gonna draft him. Alright, after the Dolphins do this pick actually, no, who's next after the Dolphins? I wanna see some of the okay, after the Dolphins go, I'm gonna take a few second break. I'm gonna get some more water. I'm gonna eat this snack. I'm gonna take a few minutes. I'm gonna be off screen, and then I'm gonna come back. Don't you worry. Rut no, yeah, Spencer Rattler's been in the lab. I've talked to him. He's out in Arizona. He's been training and stuff. Like, he's getting ready to be QB1. It's just, will that opportunity present itself? I'm let me get this straight. I am fully on board with rolling with Spencer Rattler. I don't know if the Saints are on board. Do I think Alonte or Chauncey's better in the slot? I gotta see Alonte play a full season in the slot. Um, if we're basing the first 8 games of this year to Chauncey's last 8 games in 21, uh, I'd have to say Chauncey. Chauncey's 2021 season, that second half of the season was ridiculous. Like, it was really good. Also, though, his personality and him making plays overshadowed him getting cooked. Who did the Dolphins pick? Malachi Starks. Oh, Kenneth Grant. That's who they took. You did not like the Kelvin Banks pick? Jannard? Sorry if I said your name wrong. If you wanna let me know how to pronounce it, let me know. You think they believe in I think they believe in Rattler enough to where they didn't have to force a pick at 9. Now, if Tyler Shuck or Jackson Dart are available at 40, I think they take them. Do you think the Saints should have signed Asante Samuel Jr.? He's still available, so it's still possible, but I don't know. I think if they could sign him for, like, 5,000,000, yeah, do it for sure. Don't sign old corners. He's not old, he's, like, 26. Nobody's picking Will Johnson. Where's Will Johnson to Cincinnati would be dope. Will Johnson to Cincinnati would be a good fit. And social media is so negative. Why do I understand the frustrations of, like, the Saints drafting another lineman, but, like, you can't say it was a bad pick when they joined the team 5 minutes ago. All those good players left, we go OT again. See, I don't blame people for being upset that we took another lineman when there's exciting players available. It's not a sexy pick, it's not a flashy pick. I understand the frustrations with that, but to say it was a bad pick, like, we don't know if it was a bad pick until a year from now. We need another big body receiver for sure. I think they should go for one in the second round. Jaden Higgins or Trey Harris, Alec Ayoman, or one of those 3, I think they should target. Who did the Colts pick? Tyler Warren. Colts are going Tyler Warren 100%. I think you could argue with the all right, Tyler Warren, there he goes. He's at the Colts. You could argue that Kelvin Banks was maybe a reach of a pick, but I think it was a good pick, though. As of now, I think on paper it's a good pick, but we won't know until, well, November. Kelvin Banks can also play guard if needed, but you don't draft a guard at pick 9, you draft someone at tackle. Didn't someone mention he had an ankle injury? Yes. He's not he got injured at the end of the college season in, like, November. I don't know if he's currently injured. I don't think he is, though. Well, I'll have to do some research on it. Kelvin Banks injury. I'm trying to figure out if he has an injury. We thought we'd take Tat well, he wasn't there. I don't think they're taking him regardless. Offensive tackle sucks with the first pick, yeah. It sucks. Had a whole offseason of talking about corners and receivers and running backs and quarterbacks, and they took a tackle. I don't blame you for being upset. It sucks, it's frustrating, but it was needed. I think the Saints might trade back for a quarterback. Alright, Falcons are up. We will be right back. I'm gonna go get some water and eat this snack. Who do you think they take with the second round? I think they take a quarterback. Just a prediction. Yeah, F the Falcons. Yeah. Shamar Stewart. Jalen Walker. Knew it. That's a good pick for him. That's a good pick for him. One of these times, one of these live streams, I want to be sitting on that couch back there because it's way more comfortable over there than it is in this chair. This chair is comfortable though. It's just if I'm gonna sit for 3 hours streaming, I'd rather do it on the couch. But then I got the whole setup and stuff right here. It makes more sense. Can I make you a mod? Uh, I know you're here every trip. I know you're day one, but as of right now, I'm not adding anyone to be a mod or anything. I appreciate you offering though. I appreciate that you're wanting to do that. Like it means a lot. But I'm good for right now. Maybe at some point in the future. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Don't take it personally. Well, one, I don't even know what mods do, and two, like I'm not big enough to where I would need mods at the moment anyway. So I appreciate it though. Only the OGs remember the old dude. I be watching some of those old videos and I'm like, damn, how are people watching this? Like, this is pretty awful. Setup we got now is fire. Started doing some new editing styles and stuff on the last two videos. I really like that. But yeah, I be pulling up those old couch videos with the bad lighting from far away and the mics coming in from the side. It was brutal. But here we are. It's crazy how much a year can make, the year difference. Appreciate you, Kermit the Frog. Is your name Patrick Mahomes by chance? Cardinals. Hey, make sure you guys check out my video with Mac Wilson. That was a really cool video. Probably one of my favorite videos ever. Um, he said he wants the Cardinals to take Jahad Campbell, so that's the pick I'm going to roll with. I think to take Jahad Campbell. Mods take care of trolls, like when I was. Yeah, okay, that makes some more sense. I think for now, I mean, the most people we've ever had on the stream at once was 70, and that was literally when the Saints were picking. So we're not big enough yet to when we'll need mods, if that makes sense. But the goal, of course, is at some point to be that big. And if that time comes, and when that time comes, I'll definitely probably need a mod or two. Might have to ask my brother, might ask you, something like that. Appreciate it though. Gotta do more research on stuff like this. Kelvin Banks last season allowed one sack on 538 pass protection snaps. One sack. It's pretty good. I'm trying to see how many pressures he allowed left. Kelvin Banks allowed 10 pressures last season. 10. That is ridiculous. Woo. 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 I like the pick. Of course, they're going to be optimistic after the pick was made, but, I'm trying to be more optimistic because it's better to be optimistic about things. The only thing I'm even trying to be more optimistic about Derek Carr. I'm trying to be more fair to him recently. Even though I'm not a huge fan of him, but pick 16. Who do you guys think the Cardinals take? I'll go with Jahad Campbell. Mac Wilson told me he thinks Jahad Campbell should be the pick. That's who I'll roll with. They do need a linebacker. They need some linemen. They need some defense. They kind of need a lot. Could they take Shadur Sanders? Shadur to the Cardinals, get rid of Kyler after a year. That would be interesting. What do you guys think about? Okay, I'm obviously gonna do a video about the Saints pick. Should I do like the biggest winners and losers from the NFL draft? Or I don't want to copy Brandon Perna, That's Good Sports, because he does winners and losers. Should I do a video covering the whole NFL draft? The best picks, the worst picks? Let me know. Walter Nolan, okay. Took a DT. They did need a defensive tackle. That's definitely a way that they definitely needed to go. That'd be cool. You'd watch it. Okay. I'm just trying to not be just pure Saints. I want to be. I need. I want to be no NFL, not just Saints. 538. Sorry, I'm making a graphic to post on Instagram. Sorry for the lack of attention. I forgot to mute. Sorry about that. Bengals are up. They got to take Will Johnson, right? Is Rattler ceiling up there with Purdy? What would be his ceiling? I think Purdy's a good quarterback, and I feel like I think Rattler has a better arm. I'm trying to think. Would Jameis Winston be his ceiling? Um, Sorry, I'm really just trying to get this thing done. Uh, you know, could he have a Brock Purdy type season? Yeah. When it comes to the talent, I think they're two different styles of player. Um, I'm just trying to think, like who's a gunslinger who's kind of on the smaller side, not named Drew Brees, because Rattler's gunslinger is different than Brees' gunslinger. Uh, Rattlers. I'm trying to think of a good comp. Kyler's a good comp. 2021 Jameis. I'm just thinking Jameis is a gunslinger, strong arm, but he's big. Kyler's a pretty solid comp. Um, Give me a second. I'm about to pull up a list of quarterbacks who might be a good comp for him. Um,
the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle, Texas. No. So we go offensive line. TJ, your thoughts? Well, I thought these tackles would come.
My guy Saints Island posted his reaction on Instagram. It's funny. Mayfield revived his entire. Yeah, Baker Mayfield's a good comp. Baker Mayfield with a little bit of a better arm. I think Baker's accuracy is better, but yeah, Baker Mayfield's a really good comp. I like Baker. I didn't like him to the Saints a few years ago, but I like Baker. Look, I can't lie. I wanted Derek Carr over Baker, and it hasn't worked out. The Bengals are still on the clock. It's got to be Will Johnson, right? The Bengals got to take Will Johnson. That's got to be the pick, right? There's a guy who called you a Bucks fan because you said Baker is better than Carr. No, yeah, they're in the same category. It's just Baker's on the higher end of that category. Shamar Stewart? They didn't take Will Johnson? Shamar Stewart, bro. How is he a first round pick? His combine score was higher than the amount of sacks he had in college. He feels like a supercharged Peyton Turner / Marcus Davenport type pick. Yeah, why hasn't Will Johnson been picked? Odds of trading back into the first. 40 to 60, somewhere in there. I don't know. I think there's a good chance they trade back into the first. They were 18 away from 8,800. Let's go. That's fire. Surprised. What team's going to take Will Johnson? Oh, is Tampa Bay going to take Will Johnson? What are the Seahawks going to do? They're going to take who's available? Panthers went T-Mac. Saints went Banks. Bears went Booker. No, they went Loveland. Niners went Michael Williams. Cowboys went with Booker. Dolphins did Walter Nolan, I think. Colts with Tyler Warren. Cardinals. I don't know him. Jahad Campbell was picked. Jalen Walker was picked. And Jamar Stewart. All right, Seahawks. They got to take a lineman, right? Simmons, Ohio State. Yeah, I'm going Josh Simmons the tackle. I think that's who they take. Who do you see the Saints trading with? Pittsburgh could be a team. Washington could be a team. Houston. We're almost done with the draft. We're getting close to the end. We're more than halfway done. I hope they make 09. I think they make a. I know they're trying to trade up. I'll say that. Man, people are not happy with the Kelvin Banks pick on Instagram. People are not happy on it. Trade back in and snag Sand. I think Shedeur Sanders is probably gone by the end of the night. Zabel. They didn't go with the tackle. He's a decent player. He kind of North Dakota State though. Like that's is it a Trevor Pennings type pick? But at guard. Literally, I posted a stat that Kelvin Banks has allowed 1 sack on 500 pass protection plays, and no one is happy about it. Someone said we could have got him with the second pick. No, we couldn't have. I get being frustrated, but like he was a solid pick. Why didn't we get Sanders? I don't think they had a high grade on him. Milrow is next level bad. I think Milrow has physical. He's a physically gifted person. It's ridiculous, but he needs development. Like if you draft him, he's not starting for probably like 7 games minimum. I'd be shocked if the Saints took Milrow. I think they want Shuck or Dart. I think they want Shuck or Dart. Yeah, a lot of teams don't have high grades on Shedeur Sanders, which is crazy. He definitely should be a first round pick. He's definitely a first round pick. The accuracy is really good. I think something he has is confidence. And if your rookie quarterback doesn't have confidence, that's not something you can coach. It's something he's got, and it's something that I think he's always going to have. That's a good trait. I don't think he was worth the top 10 pick though. He's worth a first round pick. He was considered the first overall pick like a year ago. This team's going down head over heels since Jameis got hurt. Yeah. You think we trade back in? I think so. Denver could be a possible option. Jameis sucks. At least with Jameis, like when he sucks, it's at least entertaining. Tampa Bay's going Will Johnson here, right? Will Johnson, Malachi. I am praying Malachi Starks has a Brian Branch type of fall, and the Saints can get him at 40. That would be perfect. Jameis had the team at 5-2 with Peyton. I think Jameis's record gets a little overblown. I think the defense and a really good offensive line helped Jameis a lot. I think Sean Payton limited Jameis Winston into what he allowed him to do, and the play callings was limited, and he had a leash on him. Jameis was playing good, but I think a lot of that was Sean Payton covering up his flaws. Where do we trade back in at? I'll guess Washington. I think Washington is the team that the Saints would trade back in with. Jameis barely threw the ball. Jameis had good moments. The that touchdown to Hardy in week 1. The Giants game, I don't think was his fault. I think that was a Sean Payton loss, not a Jameis Winston loss. The Commanders game was solid. Like he was playing good. I just think he was playing good in an ideal situation. We should have kept Sean Payton knowing he was. No, we do is nothing. Sean Payton quit. I don't want someone on the team who's going to quit on the players in the locker room and the fans in the city. Like, I'll appreciate him forever, but like, he legit quit on the team. I think the Steelers. Yeah, I think the Steelers draft Shadur. Jameis wasn't that bad, but he wasn't it either. At least in 21. 2022 was pretty brutal. 2022 was bad. 2021 was solid. 21 was solid. Tampa's got to take Will Johnson here, right? Saints getting Dart. We'll see. I don't know. I think they want Shuck or Dart. Will Johnson's got to be the pick for Tampa Bay, right? Saints need to draft a QB. I would say the Saints need to draft a quarterback if the right opportunity presents itself. I don't think they need to draft a QB at all costs because the team fucking sucks. And they got a young, talented QB on a rookie contract that you could roll with for 1 year and see how it pans out. All right, let's see the Tampa Bay pick. I think it's Will Johnson. Whoa. They took Ibuka? Damn, that's a good pick. Now they got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Ibuka. They drafted McMillan last season. Damn. Meanwhile, the Saints don't invest at any position at wide. They don't invest at wide receiver. I wish the Saints would invest in receiver like the Bucks do, because outside of Olave, they haven't invested anything at the receiver position in the draft. They got to draft someone round 2. Wish we could get Jamar and T. Yeah, the Saints view on skill position is so stupid. They get one really good receiver and then they don't invest in the other parts. Like when the Saints had Michael Thomas, they didn't invest in a wide receiver too. They had Ted Ginn. I will respect Ted Ginn, but he was good for 1.5 years. And then that led them to the infamous worst receiver room of all time in 21. Then they dropped Olave and don't invest that receiver ever again. They did have Michael Thomas then, but then he gets hurt. Rashid Shaheed pops up, like he was undrafted. 23, it's ignored. Yeah, was it? 23 was ignored, but they are also bringing back Michael Thomas. And 24, they use a 5th-round pick. Like they don't invest that receiver. It's crazy. The Bucks got a good value right there. I don't think we got a trash tackle. We won't know until like November. But I think Banks is good. We'll see though. We don't know. We literally don't know. Yeah, it's a boring, non-flashy, non-sexy pick. But I think it's an on paper good selection. People on Instagram saw that he allowed 1 sack and 50 on 500 snaps, and they're like, I don't care. Like someone said they could have got him in round 2. Like, no, that was not happening. He was the second, possibly the 3rd best tackle in the draft. On paper, good value, yes. Jaquan doesn't know ball. Look, there's nothing wrong with being disappointed in the pick. There's nothing wrong with being upset that they took yet another offensive lineman. I don't even know who else. Who's the consensus? Who the Saints should have taken? I don't even know. Jalone Walker, that should not have been the pick. Tyler Warren, maybe. I don't know. Who's Denver taking? Does Denver take Golden? Texas receiver? Teaming up Will Johnson with Pat Surtain would be crazy. Malachi Starks would be a really good pick. They could go Mike Green. I low-key want to see Will Johnson and Patrick Surtain. I'll go Will Johnson. Will Johnson to Denver. That's my guess. They took Barron over Will Johnson. Okay. That's a good pick. Barron's a good player. He was someone who I thought the Saints would possibly want to take. Not at 9 in a possible trade back situation. Barron's a good player. Over Will Johnson. Who do the Chargers gonna take? Chargers need a receiver. Did they take Golden? Chargers need a weapon. Luther Burden would be fire. Oh, we're on the Steelers, not Chargers. Chargers are next. I think we're about to see Shedeur get drafted. I think Shadeur's about to go. Something's up with Will. Yeah, that 40 time, him not running that 40 really hurt him. That 40 time was really hurting him. I don't think Will Johnson falls into the second round. I think if he's there at Detroit's pick, I think Detroit would take him. I think Washington would take him. Minnesota could possibly take him. Luther Burden or Will Johnson. I don't think Will Johnson falls to the Saints. Second pick. Luther Burden, good player. I don't want the Saints to take him. It's just another Chris Olave type player. We don't need another Olave. Shooter is about to get picked. Do I play Dragon Ball? No, I don't. I play like 2 games. Madden, college football, sometimes GTA. And occasionally he'll play some Minecraft. That's about it. I don't play anything else. It's gonna be Shadur. If they don't draft Shadur, who else would they pick? If they draft Shadur, do the Saints trade up to take him? Shadur. That's my prediction. They didn't take Shadur. What? There's no way. Harmon's a good player. They don't have a freaking quarterback. Are they really gonna wait till July for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision? They saying they prefer Shadur in New Orleans. I prefer Shadur in New Orleans. Do they trade up? It would be the most same thing ever for them to trade up to like pick 22. You think they're gonna take Shadur Sanders and they take Tyler Shuck. That would be the most Saints thing ever. All right, so who the hell did the Chargers take? I don't know. Tyler Shuck in the first or anywhere in the draft. Yeah, that'd be devastating. That would be devastating. There's no way Shooter makes it past round 1, right? Like he's going round 1, surely. Who do you think the Chargers take, guys? They love their linemen. They're like the Saints. Do they take a safety? Do they take No. Will Johnson, um, Mike Green. They lost to Bosa, right? He signed with Buffalo. Um, Matthew Golden's available. What do you think about our pick? I'm. Are you talking about the Saints? Your logo looks like the Steelers colors. What team is this for? You wish the second round was tonight. I don't. I want to go to sleep. I want to get this video done and posted. The Saints should get Shadur. They'll trade if he falls to like 28 or 29. Saints should move up. I think they might. I don't want them to. I just want them to stay put, but you can never put it past them. Where's Shadur going? I mean, if no one trades up tonight, he's not going anywhere. Someone's gonna trade up and take him. Is it the Giants? The Browns have 2 second-round picks in the top 5. No, the Saints are definitely calling about trading up. I don't think it'd be for Shadur, though. That's just a gut feeling. You're 95% sure Dart or Sanders is going to be the Saints' second pick. You're gonna hate it, but I feel like Tyler Shuck is in that conversation too. I would not like a Tyler Shuck pick. At least in the second round. You think they're calling about Dart instead? I don't know who the hell they're calling about. I think they're just trying to I think they're trying to trade up for a quarterback. And I think that quarterback is Shuck, Dart, or Shadur. I think it's one of those guys. Oh, Chargers getting called. Teams trying to trade. Will Johnson, they're saying is an injury thing. Yeah, I know he was injured, and I know that 40-yard dash did not help his case. Will Johnson, I think, is not going to make it past Detroit. There's no way Detroit doesn't take him. There's no way Moore believes in Shuck. He might be a replacement for Hayner, and that's saying a lot. I don't. I'm not a Tyler Shuck fan. I just think that they like what they see. But I don't know how they have them ranked. This is all just, from reports and stuff. Like, it could all be smoke. Chargers are a team I got no clue what they're gonna do. 5 seconds left, and they still have not made their decision. Saints better get Sanders' best QB left. Yeah, I think Shedeur is the best quarterback left in the draft. I think Jalen Moreau is probably the most physically gifted quarterback left. Jackson Dart would be solid. I think let me rephrase that. Jackson Dart is someone who would be okay. I'd be okay with him in the second round. Shuck, like round 5. I don't I've been kind of open to drafting anyone this year. Shuck and Shamar Stewart were 2 guys I did not want. Chargers up. I think it's Golden, the receiver. Does anyone know how long day 2 of the draft goes? Like, the time is it like 3 hours as well, or is it 4? Because I wanna do another stream, but also, like, it's Friday. I don't wanna spend my whole Friday, like, streaming and then making video. Like, I have some things I wanna do, so could we get Shedeur with their second pick? No, I doubt he falls to pick 40. Day 2 is rounds 2 to 3. Oh, they took the North Carolina running back. This dude's crazy. Yeah, I know day 2's rounds 2 to 3, but, like, the timing, like, is it like a 3-hour thing or a 4-hour thing? Like, I'm gonna be watching, but, like, I might go live for round 2 and then watch round 3 on the couch. Just trying to figure out timing. Probably like 3 to 4. Yeah, I looked it up and one was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like 8 hours." I was like, "No, it's not." But man, everyone is saying trade up for Shedeur right now. If they're gonna trade up, you cannot give up next year's first round pick, and you can't give up next year's second round pick. You might wanna trade you have to trade this year's second and, like, 2/3 and, like, a fifth. Round 1 is about to take 3 hours. Yeah, but the timing for each pick is less on day 2. It's not 10 minutes, it's like 7 and 5 minutes. Hey, we're 16 away from 8,800. If you guys know 16 people, tell them to subscribe. Wonder when the Saints are they might not trade up. It's just something I think was on their possible list of things to do. It was on their radar. You have the Saint. If teams want the kitchen sink, then I don't think the Saints. You have to explain that one to me. I'm a little slow right now. I do not think Shadur will be there at 40. Because say he doesn't go today, the Browns and the Giants could take him. And if they don't, the Raiders could take him. And if they don't, the Jets could take him. If not, a team could trade up to take him. Like, he's not making it to pick 40. I would I would I don't bet, but I would bet that he would not be there at pick 40. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen, like, at all. That's a crazy crowd. Or if another team wants a haul. Uh, want a haul for pick 40? There's no way the Saints should give up a haul to trade up. Like, trading 2 third-round picks and, like, the second to move up for a first, like, even I'm like, I don't like that. Um, but they might. Green Bay is up. Will Johnson, right? This is the pick Will Johnson goes to. They're gonna trade Jair Alexander, and corner was a need before. Like, Will Johnson, this pick would make a lot of sense for Will Johnson. Honestly, Will Johnson makes a lot of sense basically for the rest of day one. It makes a lot of sense. You don't think it's a good move? Yeah, I'm not on board with the Saints trading really anything. I want them they have 9 picks total. I want them to make 9 picks. Maybe like 8 or 7 is fine. But they need to get as many young rookie players on this team as possible. I don't want them trading a second, 2/3, and a sixth. Like, that would hurt the team. And if you're doing that, like, the quarterback you take better be your franchise quarterback. Since 2002, the Saints have used an NFL high 16 first round draft picks on offensive and defensive linemen. That is insane. That's insane. I would have thought a team like the Eagles do a good job of developing. Like, they take guys in round 3 and then they develop them pretty well. Will Johnson. I'm gonna keep guessing Will Johnson until he's picked. Baltimore, I want to see Malachi Starks go there. Imagine Kyle Hamilton with Malachi Starks. That would be insane. Pick is in. It's got to be Will Johnson. Teams probably want like 4 to 5 picks to get back in. I mean, if you're trading back from the first and you're not taking a pick tonight, like, you probably want a second round pick, a third round pick, next year's third round pick, and like a fourth. So that would equate to the Saints' second round pick and the 2/3 they got, and maybe like a seventh. I wouldn't do it. I'd just stay put at 40 and let what happens happen. Will Johnson surely has to be the. I don't. Will Johnson. I don't know. Will Johnson was like supposed to be a top 5 pick. Like this time last year, everyone probably would have thought Will Johnson was top 5 pick, and now he's a pick 23. Maybe he gets picked here. See what they do. I really want to know what the Packers are going to do. I could see. They could take Campbell. Okay, we're getting to the pick. 13. Oh, they're drafting a receiver. They drafted Golden. Okay. That's a good pick. They needed a receiver. They definitely needed a receiver. Their receivers in that playoff game versus Philly that was ridiculous. That was embarrassing. They got a bunch of really good number 3 receivers, but they don't have a number 1. Drafting Golden makes some sense. If you're the Texans, you would draft Will Johnson. I think Houston has to draft a lineman, offensive line. Like they traded Tunzel. I don't think they signed an offensive lineman. And it sucked last year. And that was with those guys. Like they might have to take Simmons out of Ohio State, Connerly from Oregon. Like if I'm Houston, Will Johnson was Stingley though, and they have another corner. I can't remember his name. That would be insane. I don't know. If I'm Houston, I'd stick at O-line. That's just what I would do. Doesn't Golden have some type of I thought he had like a Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Didn't he have like a DUI or something? Is there not a um kind of like a case going on around him right now? Golden kind of reminds me of Olavi a little bit. Kind of different, but they kind of remind me of each other. How do I feel about the Banks pick? I don't know much about him. Short answer, I like the pick. Um, it's not a small school. It's not a small school guy. It's a guy who is good at left tackle. A guy who's a pretty solid athlete, not like Teron Armstead, who is super athletic and huge and stuff. But I think he's good. You move Fuaga to right tackle. Um, Overall, I like the pick. I'll have a video on it tonight or early tomorrow. Still kind of figuring out planning. Still got to eat dinner. Still got to script it, record it, edit it. But there will be more detail in there. But on paper, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at like a 7, 7.5, 8. Like I like the pick. I like the pick. You think we trade with the Eagles for Dart or I don't want to do a single damn trade with the Eagles. I would have Howie Roseman's number blocked permanently. I do not want to see the Saints have traded with the Eagles. If I see that, I'm going to flip. I'm going to crash out. No more trades with the Eagles. Why not? Oh, talking about the Eagles trade. Okay. They did the trade with Chauncey. The last time they did the trade with the Eagles with the draft was the Trevor Penning trade, and that was awful. Mickey Loomis sucks at Mickey Loomis is not the best at doing trades, and Howie Roseman is really good at doing trades. Mickey Loomis, I feel, is going to get ripped off as he usually does. And Howie Roseman is really good at being able to rip people off. That's why I wouldn't do it. And that's not just the Saints, but there is a history there of the Eagles messing up the Saints in trades. What if we trade with the Chiefs? I don't know. Like, would it be exciting to see the team trade up for Shadur or something? Absolutely. But I don't know if I want to give up like a bunch of assets either because the team needs their second round pick and their third round picks. Like they need to add to the roster. Vikings, who the hell are they taking? Malachi Starks. Oh, they took the guard. I think in my mock draft I had them taking a guard to protect JJ McCarthy. I think it was a tackle though. Okay. That's a good move for them. They need to protect JJ McCarthy. Let him throw to Jefferson. This is a solid it's a solid pick for him. Saying that sounds like a low key Saints move. I'm waiting for the Saints to trade up. Oh shit. We got to trade, not with the Saints. The Giants just traded up. They're taking Shadur. They're taking Shadur. They're taking Shadur. We're about to see him go. Here we go. The Giants are about to go. Some people think they like Jackson Dart. It's got to be Shadur, right? I think it's Dart or Shadur. I don't really know. I'm going to guess it's Shadur. That would be my my gut instinct. It is Shadur Sanders. Shadur Sanders, Russell Wilson, and Jameis Winston in the same quarterback. Oh, that would be. We would need a full like Hard Knocks series. That would be hilarious. You got like Russell Wilson starting and they're losing, and he's like, you gotta keep that faith, guys. And then you got Jameis Winston, the backup, making a whole bunch of like insane, hilarious comments, and then you got Shadur just like going like it would be an insane quarterback. Oh, I want to see Shadur on the Saints. I also want to see this quarterback room. And then you throw in the fact that Brian Dable and their general managers on the hot seat and could get fired. Oh, are they eligible for hard knocks? Are they eligible for hard knocks? With the New York media? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know if Shadur's the pick. I think it could be Jackson Dart. Oh, I'm excited to see who this is. Pick is in. Watching like draft Malachi Starks. The Giants traded their second round pick. Um, I think their fourth round pick and a future third. So if the Saints were to trade up, it would be their second round pick, a third round pick, and roughly a late third, early fourth, somewhere in that range. It's a good um, starting point for what the Saints would have to give up to move. All right. It's Jackson Dart or Shadur Sanders. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Shadur, but it could be Jackson Dart. I got no clue. Yeah, it's definitely one of those two. I just don't know who. All right, get to it. I want to see who it is. They drafted Abdul Carter. Which quarterback are they taking? No way they have. No, they don't have faith in Wilson or Winston, but they're going to be like the um, Alex Smith before Patrick Mahomes starts. They're going to be the bridge QBs. They're saying Jackson Dart's the better fit. Come on, get to the damn pick. If the pick is in, why are we waiting? I never understood that. If it says the pick is in, why do we? Is it because they have to like laminate the card and walk to the stage? Like, there's no way it takes you 10 minutes to walk to the stage. All right, who is it? Is Godot walking up? All right, there he is. Who's the quarterback? Atlanta just traded up. Watch him take Shedeur. They took Jackson Dart? No way. What? They took Jackson Dart over Shedeur? What? No way. Good for him. But wow. That's crazy. They could have got Shedeur and Abdul. I think Jackson Dart's good, but man, trading up for him and passing on what did they trade for again? They traded a second round pick, a third, and I think a fourth. Like Jackson Dart, he's capable, but I'd much rather have Shedeur. That's just my personal thoughts. Jackson Dart does have some damn aura to him. I'm not gonna lie. He has some damn drip. He's first team all pro in aura. Who the hell is Atlanta gonna take? Why did they're gonna take Malachi Starks, I bet. Malachi Starks to Atlanta would be devastating for me. Saints should try and trade up with the Chiefs to get Shedeur. Well, if the Chiefs, that'd be pick 31 to pick 40. You're probably giving up a third and a fourth at that point with your second round pick. I don't know if I'd do it. I don't know if I would do it. This team just needs all their assets that they can have. I think Atlanta goes with Malachi Starks. Everyone's saying trade up for Shedeur. Man. Is Atlanta taking Will Johnson? I think Atlanta goes Will Johnson or Malachi Starks. I think they're adding one of those two guys to the defense. They drafted who'd they draft earlier? Jalone Walker. I think they want to add someone in that secondary. Arch Manning posted on his story of the Kelvin Banks draft and said Nola's getting a good one. I'm gonna put that in the video for sure. If we can give up breadcrumbs for next year or even 2 years from now, I'm not trading anything in the future. Like, this team could legit have a top 3 pick next year. Like, it's possible. Like, I'm not trading anything over the next year or two. If I'm giving up draft picks, it's all 2024. Will Johnson or Malachi Starks? This is the pick. I want to go Starks. They're going Malachi Starks. Him and Jesse Bates would be crazy. Oh, they went Pierce. I did not see that coming. Okay. I'm glad they didn't take Johnson or Starks. Okay. James Pierce is solid. That's a good pick for him. We'll have to see if he pans out and ends up being good, of course. But he's a solid player. And I don't think they reached for him. I think picking him in 26 is kind of his range, but they did trade up to get him. Um, 2 edges and 1 draft. I thought Jalen Walker is kind of like a off the ball and a edge. I thought he kind of does both. Trade up for Shadur, Rattlers QB1. Baltimore. I don't really know what the Ravens need for personal enjoyment and, you know, for just agendas. I want Malachi Starks to Baltimore. Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks, I'd love it. I would love it. I don't know if they do it, though. I think they're gonna go with the lineman. We got, like, 5 picks left. People are saying the Falcons went full Mickey Loomis. Yeah, their general manager is one of the worst in the NFL, in my opinion, and guess where he comes from? Guess what front office he comes from? The Saints. No way. The Falcons gave up a 2026 first round pick. They gave up a they gave up next year's first. That's insane. The player isn't bad, but holy hell, that trade is terrible. They traded next year's first? Okay, which one's worse, the Falcons trade or the Jags trade? Which trade is worse? Both of them gave up next year's first round pick. They could have just picked him at 15 if they wanted him that badly. Although Walker is the better player, I don't know. That's let's be honest, they were laughing at us for the exact same thing 7 years ago with Marcus Davenport. Now it's their turn. I think Pierce is solid, though. I don't think he's a bad pick or a bad player. What they gave up to trade up was too much. The Kirk Cousins thing was insane. Oh my gosh. You wanna know what's hilarious? Kirk Cousins got benched, and he still showed up at the Falcons facility for their voluntary stuff, and Derek Carr is still MIA. Who you guys think the Ravens pick? I'm just gonna go Malachi Starks because that's my I want them to take Starks. I think they go with the lineman. Yeah, that's a terrible trade. If it wasn't a first and they traded like some day 2 picks and like next year's fourth, yeah, that's okay. They traded a first round pick to move up from I don't even know, but that's a terrible, terrible, terrible trade. I mean, unless James Pierce turns out to be JJ Watt, the trade as of right now is terrible. The player is not. If it works out, then no one cares about the trade. Looking at who's on the clock, the Saints are back on the bottom list. They're second to last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did someone get their draft pick like taken away? Because this has the Saints as the 8th pick in the second round. You just got back from the shower. Holy shit, the Falcons are not the player isn't a bad pick. The trade up was ridiculous. Carr stays on the West Coast all year. Yeah, it keeps being brought up that he's trying to get medical opinions. An athlete of his stature can like fly across the country and meet doctors and stuff like pretty, I won't say easy, but they have the resources to do so. I don't think it takes 3 months to get a medical opinion. That's just my things. I think Derek Carr is just trying to force a way out. I think some record teams trade picks in different rounds. Same record teams trade picks in different rounds. You might have to explain that more. I'm a little lost. I knew it. That's fire. Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton is going to go crazy. He's so good. Malachi Starks is ridiculously good. Since we have an early second, we could I don't know if we could trade pick 40 for a first round pick. It would depend with who. Like we could probably they could probably trade with like the Chiefs for next year's first, but then you're not really getting a second round pick. You're picking at the end of the second. Malachi Starks is how did he fall to 27, man? This is one of my favorite picks of the night. Teaming up with Kyle Hamilton. I love it. I've said this multiple times. I didn't want the Saints to draft Starks, but he was my favorite player this year. Like, he is insane. Insane. Damn, that Falcons trade made me forget the Giants took Jackson Dart. Boy, what a past few like 15 minutes. We got Jackson Dart, James Pierce, and Malachi Starks. Detroit's up. Will Johnson here, right? It has to be Will Johnson. They need a corner. That's got to be the best safety duo in the league, right? He's got to play, of course, obviously, before we can say that, but holy hell, that's a hell of a pick. I thought Starks was going to go like top 15, top 16. I didn't think he'd make it past Miami, realistically. The Ravens and Rams always seem to hit on their draft picks. It's crazy. You look at the Rams draft history, they traded back, so they don't have a pick tonight. Unless they trade back in. But the Rams' past 2 drafts have been insane. Not to sound like a dick, but is this your long? No, some of uh the game streams were hella long. We had the Spencer Rattler's first game. That stream was 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's the longest stream. Will this one break that? Yeah, this one's gonna get longer than that for sure. Yeah, this one's definitely gonna be the longest once it's done, though. Should we trade up for Shadur? And if we do, who should we trade with? I personally would not do it. But if they were to do it, Washington would make a lot of sense. And in terms of what you'd have to give up, you're probably giving up your second round pick, a third round pick, and like next year's fourth or a fourth round pick this year, something in that range. And you're probably getting like a 6th round pick in return with like pick 29. So we can give up picks for Davenport, but are too scared. It's a little bit different. In 2018, they probably felt like they were one player away from winning a Super Bowl. And if you're in that window, you make that move. The Saints are not a player away from winning the Super Bowl. They're not even a player away from having a winning record. So, the team's situation and how they view themselves plays a role in their ability to trade. But if they feel like they can win 10 games in the future with Shadur Sanders, if they really felt Shadur Sanders was their future franchise quarterback, they probably would have taken him at 9. And if they traded back to get him, I don't know how I would feel considering that they didn't take him at 9. Like the Broncos, when they took Bo Nix at 12 last year, people were calling them crazy, but that's a guy that they had to have. If Shadur Sanders was a guy they felt they had to have, they would have picked him. Same with Dart. I have a feeling that Tyler Shuck is in that conversation too. Well, the Derek Carr trade, they'd get like a 6th round pick. It would be a 6th round pick most likely. Nobody will trade for Carr. A team like the Browns might. It's Will Johnson to the Lions, isn't it? They didn't take Will Johnson? Is he not going to get picked tonight? It's Washington, right? Washington has a huge need at corner. Browns have Flacco. Like, they might draft someone tomorrow, but I think Derek Carr right now is better than Joe Flacco. Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. Joe Flacco's been in the playoffs more recently. If we're talking career, Joe Flacco's better. But if we're talking right now in 2025, I think Carr's better. You have a feeling the Browns would take Shadur? Yeah, that's why. I think Shadur is probably going to Cleveland. And if they don't take him, the Raiders might take him. And if the Raiders don't take him, a team might trade up, like the Jets, to take him. Like, I don't know. If they don't trade for Shadur, I wonder what the strategy. I think they really like Tyler Shuck. I hate saying that. I hate hearing it, and I'm sure you hate hearing it as well. I think Tyler Shuck is someone that they really like. I don't really know how they feel about Shadur, but I think Tyler. I know Tyler Shuck is someone they like. If Will Johnson doesn't go to Washington, I don't think he goes. I don't think he gets drafted. Would the Eagles take him? Buffalo? I don't know. These last few picks of the first round have been wild. Yeah, definitely. Rattler, QB. One, guys. Hold off on that comment. We don't know what they're going to do tomorrow. As of right now, he's QB1. We'll see if that's still the case tomorrow. Or tonight. There's still, 4 picks left? We have a decent O-line now. We got to see Banks play first, and we got to see if Penning's even good at guard. But hypothetically, if Banks is good at left tackle and Penning, if he plays how he did last year, but at left guard, like, you have a good line. Can they stay healthy? We'll have to see. Yes, I think the Giants gave up their second-round pick. Yeah, Houston has the second pick tomorrow. That was from the Giants. So is Cart out for the season, or we don't know. He's getting medical opinions right now. They don't. I think it's all BS. I think he's just trying to get cut. Flacco over Carr. He led the Browns to the playoff. I mean, yeah, but Flacco also got benched last year for Anthony Richardson, and there was on and off. Like, I think Derek Carr is better than Flacco at that price, though, is better than Derek Carr. You wouldn't take Derek Carr on the team if he paid you. Apparently, he asked for a raise. That was a report that came out today, which is crazy. Could the Saints trade with the Giants? No, they couldn't. They don't have their pick. A lot of good players left on the board. Yeah. Is Derek Carr really injured? Nobody knows. I don't want to say he's not when he is, but if I was to guess, I don't think he is. Or if he is injured, I don't think it's as bad as it's being portrayed. We need to trade up for Shadur. He's literally falling in our hands. I'm not opposed to it. I also don't want to give up too much either. I just want the team to stay put. This is not a team that should be trading up. They're not that good of a team. Anyone is better than Card at this point. I mean, I don't want to watch Will Levis play on the Saints. I'll say that. I'd rather watch Will Levis than Carr. But at least Will Levis is on a cheap contract. Shadur's a no-go. Rattler is better than Sanders. I don't think that's the case. I don't know. A lot of how do I phrase this? I don't think Shadur is. I think Rattler has more talent than Shadur. I think Shadur is more polished. Do you think the Saints will trade up for a late pick in the late first round? At this point, it's not looking like it, but things can change. I thought Washington would be a team they trade back with. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Who do you think is going to start for us this season? Well, we got to watch the draft to see if they take a QB, but as of right now, it's Spencer Rattler. If nobody trades up, it doesn't look like Shadur would be. Yeah, if no one makes a trade, Shadur's making it to round 2. I believe in Rattler with a healthy team. I believe in Rattler's talent. I got to see him play a full game, though. I also want to see him play with like starting NFL players and not practice squad Walmart players. No disrespect, but they were practice squad players for a reason. Okay. I'm just gonna say Will Johnson to Commanders. I think that's the pick. They're not taking Will Johnson. They took Connerly from Oregon. Who the hell's gonna take Will Johnson? That's a good pick. Connerly's really good. I heard some stuff that he might go to the Saints at 9. But man, the Commanders' corners are cooked. Will Johnson's not going in the first round. That's crazy. He could easily go to Buffalo too. He could easily go to Buffalo, and I think he could easily go to Philadelphia. Is it his injury? I think it's his injury, and I think it's the fact that he didn't run his 40-yard dash at the combine or the pro day. There's something with the medicals and his speed that people are hesitant on. He's at the draft too. Like he probably expected to be drafted. You believe Rattler, to be honest, everyone says he sucks when he had to. Yeah, he played with some. He played in a non-ideal situation, but there was also some things that he definitely could have done better. Um, there are some accuracy issues. You rewatch his like plays and stuff. Like there are some accuracy concerns. The first and second half consistencies is insane. I don't know how he would literally be perfect in the first half, and in the second half he couldn't get a first down. Like I don't know if that was a Kubiak thing or if that was an overall team or I don't know. Um, there's some stuff with like the pocket awareness. Like sometimes he'd roll out. Like there's talent there though. He's not a like I prefer to see him start this year. But if he's starting, like you're either straight gold or you're gonna end up with the first pick. Like that's the path you go with him starting. Kubiak's with the Seahawks. Yeah, he's 0-7 as a starter. That's a stat also that can't be ignored. Um, you could watch the tape all you want, but he's 0-7, 0-6. Like that's a stat that is hard to ignore and turn your face on. We got to think of a funny tank season name for Manning, like Suck for Luck or Tank for Tua. Oh, it was a March for Arch. That's the thing. March for Arch. They're talking about Buffalo taking Amos. What? Will Johnson, man. Will you stream the draft tomorrow? If yes, I'm planning on it. I don't know if I'll do the full stream though. Um, I'm trying to figure out timing. Like I think it starts at 4 o'clock my time here in California. If it's like 3 hours, it's set. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards doing it, but also like I like to watch the draft like sometimes with like my brother and stuff. So I don't know. I'm probably going to. We'll see. Man, it's been a minute since we've streamed. I think I looked. It was like 2 months ago when they hired Kellen Moore. Um, yeah, hard to go live when you're busy with school and stuff. But I'm glad I was able to do this. My California, yes, I am. West Coast. Shadur around. I think if Shadur falls to pick 40, they would take him. But I don't think he makes it past Cleveland, who has two top 4 picks tomorrow. I think the Raiders could possibly take him. I think the Jets could trade up to take him. Um, yeah, I don't think he falls to 40. Worst case, Rattler is our rich QB until we draft a franchise. I think Spencer Rattler has that Sam Howell make or break kind of thing. Sam Howell had some traits that are like, okay, he could be good or he could be bad. And then he led them to Jaden Daniels. Keep building the foundations until that happens. Yeah, I think that's what they did today. They drafted Kelvin Banks. They didn't force a pick at QB. They're building up the roster from the trenches out as they should. And yeah. He had fourth stringers in those games. Yeah, but also too like that Chargers game, he threw Olave into a bad situation. Like it was a bad ball. Um, let's see this pick first. Will Johnson or Amos. It's one of those two. Whoa, Maxwell Hairston. So not Amos or Will Johnson. Hairston's good though. He's a good pick for him. Man, it's just crazy. Will Johnson was a top 5 pick a year ago. He's not. He doesn't look like he's gonna even be a first round pick. Philadelphia just traded up from 32 to 31. Do they take Will Johnson? So if the Saints are going to make a trade, it's going to have to be with the Chiefs, and I don't think they will. Kelvin Banks has allowed 2 sacks over the past 2 seasons on 1,000 pass blocking snaps and has allowed 3 quarterback. That's insane. If you told me Johnson would have fallen out of the first last year, I would have. Yeah, this dude's. I wanted the Saints to draft Will Johnson 2 months ago. Like, it's documented somewhere. All right. Since we're at the end, do you guys want the Kelvin Banks video tonight or like early ass tomorrow? And then I'll also try to get a NFL draft round 1 overview video as well. But Kelvin Banks video, that's what I'm going to focus on. Do you want the Kelvin Banks video late tonight or early ass tomorrow? Let me know. Tomorrow. Whatever's easy. I mean, it's the same work regardless. I just schedule it differently. That's the only difference. It's the same. Um, I don't really got a preference. I'm good either way. Do it tomorrow. I'm sure it's late. Tomorrow's fine. All right. We got 3 for tomorrow. If no one says tonight, then tomorrow it will be. I gotta record it and stuff tonight and edit it. And just have it scheduled for tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. Nick and Minwori. Oh, for Philly? Okay, I could see them taking him. They lost Chauncey. They need a safety. Yeah, that'd be a good pick, the South Carolina guy. Yeah, I think Philly's definitely taking a secondary player. I don't know who. They lost Slay this offseason, didn't they? I mean, they could take Will Johnson. Man, if Will Johnson's at pick 40 tomorrow, oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. But I think he's about to get picked. That's my personal guess. I think they're definitely taking the secondary player, though. Who do you guys think the Eagles take? I think it's Will Johnson, but I don't really know. You say Will Johnson. Hey, we got like 40 people back in here. That's dope. We started off with like 20, roughly at 20, 30 when the Saints picked. We were at like 70, which is cool. I think that's the highest we've ever gotten. And then we've been kind of staying in that 20s, and now we're at like 35 to 40. Sticking with Nick and Rory. I think it's Will Johnson or Nick. If the Browns took Shadur and Will Johnson tomorrow, that would be pretty dang good. They would have to draft Shadur first, and then take Will Johnson. They could probably like use a receiver or something too. Trey Harris, Jaden Higgins, Luther Burden. Moving up is odd though. I don't think the Chiefs would take. Maybe they just didn't want another team to trade up and take who they want. Like if they're gonna take Will Johnson, they didn't want the Raiders to trade up to 31 and take them. Like they wanted to make sure they got him, and all it costed them was a 5th round pick. Like it wasn't nothing insane. Saints better take Will Johnson if he's available. I'm not opposed to it, but if he doesn't go in round 1, like there's a reason for it. Like what did those medicals look like? The last time the Saints drafted a guy with questionable medicals who fell was Ryan Ramczyk. He was really good for 4 or 5 years, and then he just retired. So we're about to be done. You can go eat some dinner, and I can get these videos cranking. Saints have to draft Shadur. Cleveland's going to take him tomorrow. I'm like 90% certain. What if they offer a 3rd, 6th, and 7th to KC? Well, they have to offer the 2nd. They have to offer pick 40. So if it's pick 40, a 6th, and a 7th, I'm doing it. For Shadur, I'm definitely doing that. But it'd probably be like a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 7th. There's no option except Shuck. Yeah, I think the Saints like Shuck too. If they traded up for a QB, I don't know if it would be for Shadur or Shuck. I don't know. It would be one of those two guys. The pick is in. Yeah, Shadur is definitely better than Shuck, but I don't know if the Saints view it that way. Rattler over Sanders, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Talent, yeah. Polish, no. Will Johnson's an Eagle, I bet. They took Jahad Campbell. Man, Will Johnson's not making it tonight. He's not getting drafted tonight. Man. I thought they were going secondary for sure. I forgot about him. Yeah, that's a good pick. Jahad Campbell's good. Lining him up with Zach Bond. Hearing the Saints like Shuck is like listening to nails on a chalkboard. I agree. I cringe. Can't remember the last time we had a QB drop so far in the draft. Wasn't Lamar. Lamar dropped to 32. Malik Willis was someone a lot of people thought would go in round 1. Will Levis, people thought would go in round 1. He was at the draft. Shuck ain't bad. Shuck is just Derek Carr. That's literally his comparison. That's his comp. A lot of people have had. He's Derek Carr. He was throwing to Juwan Johnson in college in Oregon. Pre-COVID. Like, he's going to be 26 years old as a rookie. We bummed out because it seems like either is a contender or is making flashy picks. We just had a weird spot. Yeah, I would have loved to see the Saints make a flashy pick, an exciting pick, a guy who I want to get their jersey. But Banks was needed. Banks was needed. It's tough for Will Johnson. I mean, Kansas City could still take him. A team could still trade up and take him, but it looks like he's not making it to round 1. Bond's the one that got away. Yeah, but also I don't think anyone predicted that he'd be an all-pro. If you're Kellen Moore, just get all the other pieces together and wait till next year. Yeah, that's what I would do. Build up the O-line now. Get Trey Harris or someone now. Get Mason Taylor. Get a good player on the offense. And then just let that flow out, build up the team, and see what happens next season. Chiefs pick is in. See y'all tomorrow. All right. So he'd be a vet-aged rookie QB. Yeah, he'd be a vet-aged rookie QB exactly like Derek Carr on a cheap contract. Who do the Chiefs take? I don't think they take Will Johnson. Once this pick is made, stream's over. Should be back tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. I will try to be live tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be live for the whole thing, but I think what I do in my mock today for the Chiefs. I think I had the Chiefs taking an offensive tackle. Is the Ohio State dude still there? The Ohio State tackle, what's his name? I think Chiefs go an offensive lineman here. Their offensive line sucked ass. We didn't use Bond right. We had him at outside linebacker. No. Well, we tried Zach Bond at middle linebacker. It's just they only tried him out for half a season and then they benched him. Any big wide receiver? Trey Harris, love it. Jaden Higgins, love it. Alec Ailmaner, I would like it. I'd have to be talked into it, but those are 3 guys I'm gonna see the team draft tomorrow. I'm not mad if they draft Mason Taylor either. They could use a tight end. Even though they just re-signed Juwan. Like, I think tomorrow, if you don't get Shadur, you should draft a receiver. Tomorrow's where you get the flashy guy. I think it has to be Higgins or Trey Harris. Though. At pick 40, it has to be Higgins or Trey Harris. That's my opinion. I wonder how much influence Mickey Loomis would have over Kellen Moore at Kellen Moore all the way. Mickey Loomis lets his coaches do what they want at quarterback. So if Kellen Moore really wanted Jackson Dart or Shadur, they would have taken him at 9. Mickey Loomis defers to his coaches. He let his guy. He let Sean Payton his guy. So yeah. I feel so bad for Shadur if he ends up on the Browns. I mean, let's see. I think Stefanski's a good coach. Chubb, is he still in Cleveland? Judy's a good receiver. Maybe they draft a receiver. I don't think it'd be as horrible as going to Tennessee or the Saints. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Sanders is going to Cleveland. There it goes. Ohio State tackle. All right, round 1 is done. Thank you all for tuning in. W stream. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Hope you all have a good night. Video, I guess, will be posted tomorrow on Banks and the NFL round 1 draft in general. Thank you all, and have a good night.